Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole and my pronouns are she and her. I'm currently based in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish tribes. And I am an artist and educator who is currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for the future. I'm doing my budget check-in. I'm a little late for the second week of January. And I've got a few transactions as well as some updates. So first of all, update number one, I got a housemate. So that is great. I did get reimbursed some of my January rent. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and add that. So I prorated the rent, and so I got $390. I'm going to file that under reimbursements. And I normally don't update my budget, but in this case, I'm going to allocate it because I had this vet expense that I talked about, taking my cat in for an ultrasound, and I just don't want to leave it till the end. I know sometimes I go over budget, and I know it will kind of come out in the wash, but I didn't want to do that for this particular income. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. And you guys can probably see that I'm over budget, and that's because I changed something else, which I'm going to tell you about. That's announcement or update number 2. So $190. Weird. Okay. And that gives me more budget, but I'm going to go ahead and put all of that down here in my... Wait, did I move savings up to the top? I'm lost in my budget these days. Giving, housing, studio. There we are, sinking funds. So everything is going to go to cats this month. So $374.70. Somehow that seems wrong. Okay, but whatever, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put that all there, and let's get back to the transactions. Okay, so I did get paycheck number 1, so I'll add that in. And I think I did the math and I kind of recalculated. I had figured out what I thought my lowest possible income for January would be. And I'm pretty sure that I was thinking I wouldn't get a paycheck for my adjuncting gig, but it looks like I'm going to. So I think I'm going to be quite a bit ahead in income this month, or at least I hope so. So I'm not banking on that. I'm still trying to stay under budget. Not doing a very good job, though. But I might have a little bit of extra income to put towards some of these overages at the end, and also towards my savings, which is my main goal right now. And I also have got a tenant deposit, which I'm going to put into miscellaneous. It's not really income, but I do typically kind of have a sinking fund that's just sitting in. And I don't know if I really need to keep it in here. I have it in my bank account, though. So anyway, I will decide what to do with that when I reconcile my budget at the end of the month. Okay, so now to get into kind of regular transactions. So I'm going to go back down to sinking funds, doing a little bit of running around here because I did pay for a day of cat sitting, and that's going to go into cat fund, or I guess it could go into travel, but I don't know. And then big deal, my huge transaction was that Violet's ultrasound and a urine culture, which apparently costs $126, ended up being $538.29 altogether. So quite a huge bill. Totally worth it. I did get some, not the worst news, but there were a lot of itises that apparently she's dealing with, and I am trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to move forward with just there's a couple of options of what to do, and just trying to balance what would be most comfortable with her. Of course, I just want to do whatever it takes to keep her happy and healthy. All right, so we're gonna go upward and just talk about some regular weekly stuff now. All the big things are out of the way. So let's go to daily living. I have a $5.25 charge at the cafe, and that's for Friday. Since I teach at night now, which is delightful, I prepare for myself lunches. I used to prepare 5 lunches, and now I've been trying to prepare 5 lunches and 2 dinners, but I don't quite always make it. And so on Friday, I had eaten all the meals I'd prepared and brought to school. So I ended up getting a small lunch snack in the cafe. So that's what that was for. I did go grocery shopping again, and I spent $62.86. This is not going to be a low grocery month, that is for sure. I got some gas for, let's see if I can keep it there, $32.20. And I did go on a trip. I went down to Portland, which was really fun. And I actually had a really nice meal with a friend who hosted me and took me on a really cool hike out in the woods where there were hot springs. And so I treated her to dinner. So I have a kind of higher for me, higher than you've probably seen bill, but for a really delicious Korean barbecue meal. So that was $86 even. I'm gonna put that under restaurants. I'm gonna be over, and that's okay. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put this Butcher Box. I went ahead and ordered a Butcher Box. Tell me down in the comments below if you have done Butcher Box and what you think. It's all ethically sourced meats, and they were having a big kind of sale. I guess it's kind of New Year type of thing. I think it was geared towards some kind of diet resolution, but for me, it was just free meat, and it seemed like a good deal, including the free stuff. But it did prompt me to start looking around at local places to source livestock locally that's also ethically produced and local. So I'm probably going to do that moving forward, but I will report back on the Butcher Box. So that was $129, and that's going to go under groceries. And so I'm going to be way over this month, but it was a lot of meat. So I think that will provide me with we're halfway through January, and I've used I've only used 1 chicken breast from that box. So I think that's going to bring me well into February. I don't use a ton of meat in my cooking. I usually do use animal protein, but I space it out over several meals because I like a lot of variety in what I'm eating. And if you guys are interested in ever seeing a meal prep video, let me know, please. I'd love to do one of those. I just need to figure out the logistics. So let's see. I've got a 50-cent charge at the cafe. If you're new here, where I work has a kind of the cafeteria it's run by the culinary students, and then there are pastry students. And so there's kind of a bakery situation, bakery and pastry. And so I often, I pretty much every day will take the walk over across campus, and with my coworker, it's like a nice little lunchtime walk, and then I often will get a delicious treat while I'm at it. Okay, so I also have some bread from San Francisco Street Bakery for $5.40, and I think that is everything there. Actually, I've got a Value Village. Did I write a note? Nope. Okay, let's see. I went to Value Village and I bought, I think it was household stuff I bought. No, I already did that one. All right, I'm just going to put it under personal right now, and I will work it out. Let's see. Nope. Let's see. I do not know what I got at Value Village. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and put it under clothing and shoes and figure it out later. While we are at it, I spent $78.41 for my exercise class, so that goes under health. That's a body positive health at every size exercise coach. Oh, there's a Fred Meyer for $61.66. I'm assuming that's groceries from last week. I'm wondering if I maybe have some repeats or something. I am not sure, but I will double check. And I will let you guys know in the next update if I change anything. Okay, so going up to phone, my bill was, get this, $72.32, which means I finally did not go over on my data, even though I was traveling for the holidays. So I'm very proud of that. $72.32 instead of $88, which is great. And now I'm going to go down to, okay, I'm going to go down to Studio, and I'm going to tell you guys about another update. So I did a thing. I applied for my business license, and as I mentioned before, I do not make a lot of money from ceramic sales. I do make a good amount of money from teaching and doing like workshops or lectures, but those are all like things that come back on a 1099. And I decided to apply for my business license. Not sure if it was the smartest decision. I'd love to hear if anyone out there has a small business, what they think. But I did, which means I need to start treating my art stuff as like a totally separate budget, or I think I do. That's what I want to do. So I paid my accountant, and that's going to go under miscellaneous studio fee for right now, because what I actually did was I took out of income. If I run back up here to income, I took these out. So I had estimated, I knew I'd make about $63 from community teaching, and I actually took that out, and I decided that now lives in my business budget. And I will just continue to put money in there and use it for the business, and then when I have some excess, I'll like pay myself, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. That is what I am gonna try for this month. And worst case scenario, then I just use it to put towards my savings or whatever. But throughout January, I'm going to try to figure that out. And I am going to do a coffee chat on this topic to kind of share what I learned, but also to check in and see if anyone has any, any thoughts to share. So please do down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about, like, what is the threshold to get your business license, and how do you handle income from different revenue streams for your business? How do you differentiate between them? Let me know. Okay, and so last transaction is just a $5 Patreon transaction, which, by the way, I moved my giving up to the very top. I keep forgetting that. And I have actually decided to add an additional $5 monthly Patreon automatic deduction. So I'm going to do that. And I just like the idea of, even if it's a smaller amount, supporting people monthly, the work that they do, so that they have a more steady income. And, I'm hoping that a lot of other people have that idea. Right now, I'm trying to cash flow this cat vet situation. But in February, regardless, I should be sort of back in the situation where I can, get to my goal of giving a 5 to 10% of my income every month. And at the end of January, when my last paycheck comes, if I'm able to readjust things to do that, once I cover, as you saw, I was still a little short on the cat stuff, I absolutely will. So I'm really looking forward to that. It definitely brings me a lot of joy to be able to share my income and support projects that I think are really cool, or people that I think are really cool, or folks who need it. So yeah, I will see you next week. Sorry about the late video, but you probably didn't notice. I don't think I ever do when other people are late, but that was my weekly check-in. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks.